that was the 1893 Parliament. Then, well, it took 100 years to actually reconvene the Parliament. At the time, in 1993, it was reconvened in Chicago. Not really at the same place, but close to the place, in the Palmer House Hilton. And it then has been described by the media that it was something like the religious version of the bar scene of Star Trek, where you have those people, well, all this in the movie, of course, with the different, well, faces and the different aliens, and, well, some people said, well, this is a religious version of that one, and it was actually Star Wars, not Star Trek. Of course, that's a huge difference. So at that time, spirituality became the buzzword of the age. So while religion was more considered like conservative or more fundamentalist, more like part of the problem, not of the solution, spirituality became the all-encompassing buzzword and term that everyone was using about, well, showing their inner openness, their inner spirituality to, well, live in a harmonious way with the world and one another. And a lot of spiritual people came and presented themselves. And it had also an important role in adopting the Declaration of Global Ethic that was drafted by Hans Küng, and that for the first time in history brought different religions together to endorse certain basic principles, namely as not to kill, not to steal, not to lie. So really people from different religions came, leaders of different religions came and signed on to this statement, the Declaration of Global Ethic. And it was a, well, historic moment of agreement between the different religions. Then there was another parliament in '99 at Cape Town, well, in South Africa, who just managed to overcome apartheid, and the religious institutions, mostly Muslims and the Christians, had a major role in, well, the revolution, the peaceful revolution. So in Cape Town, the Parliament adopted a call to our guiding institutions. So it was the first time that not only the religious institutions met, but they brought in business leaders, they brought in civil society leaders, they brought in, well, NGOs and experts of different fields. And so they adopted this call to our guiding institutions. From Cape Town, the Parliament went to Barcelona. In Barcelona in 2004, that was the then fourth Parliament, and again it was more open at that time, so it was not so much focused on having another nice sounding statement or call on any institutions, but it was more about engagement on the issues of water, on migration, on religiously motivated violence. And so again, leaders from different sectors of society came together, and the whole idea was to capture commitments of the different religions and the different people at the Parliament to actually make a difference on these issues. As it happened, the Parliament then ran out of money, so they weren't really able to keep track of those commitments. But we're here back again in 2009 at the 5th Parliament of World Religions, here in Melbourne. And here, I think the main point of this Parliament is about respecting Indigenous peoples. So while there's a whole history of those Parliament assemblies for exclusive religious leaders, that, as I explained, were opened up to more other leaders of other fields. Here in Melbourne, there's only one assembly taking place, and that's for Indigenous people only. So you can see that in the history of the Parliament, it becomes more important to respect the Indigenous elders, bring religious and Indigenous leaders together, and especially as we're speaking on the territories of the Aboriginal people, a lot of this parliament is about respecting the elders, respecting the ancestors of the land. And you can see that in the plenaries, that people indeed are very respectful to the spirits of the ancestors and of well, respecting the Aboriginal cultures here in Australia and also worldwide. And this, I think, is an important movement for the Parliament itself to indeed bring in the Indigenous people who are the wisdom keepers for a more ecological way of living. And this is so much needed in this major critical moment in Earth history.